Well, let's dive into this. Picture this scenario. You wake up, the morning light is filtering in, and your alarm is just blaring. You know for an absolute fact you've been in bed for 7, maybe even 8 solid hours. But you don't feel rested at all. Honestly, you feel like you could easily sleep for another 3 hours, right? Your body feels heavy, your mind is terribly foggy, and you're reaching for that first cup of coffee not because you actually want it, but because you literally need it just to physically drag yourself out of bed. And you're left wondering, why does waking up feel like climbing a mountain when you didn't even do anything strenuous yesterday? If this sounds like your every morning, trust me, you are far from alone. And I'm willing to bet you've heard this a million times. Well, you're 60. That's normal. Your body just needs more recovery time, right? Well, today we are absolutely going to challenge that myth because this exhaustion, it is not just an unavoidable part of aging. So there's actually a pretty stark contrast between what we're usually told by doctors and what's really happening inside you. We hear that standard medical dismissal. It's just aging. You just need more recovery time. But the reality, your body is actually a lot like a car engine. Think about it. When a car won't start in the morning, you don't just throw up your hands and say, well, it's an old car, that's just what happens. No way. You look for the underlying mechanical issues. Is it a dead battery? Is the fuel filter clogged? Is the alternator failing? Waking up exhausted every single morning isn't just one big unavoidable problem called aging. It's actually usually a combination of very specific, highly fixable physiological issues that are all just happening at the exact same time. So, welcome to this explainer on restoring your morning energy after 60. Today, we're going to act as medical detectives. We're going to look right under the hood, diagnose the real mechanical reasons you're waking up tired, and most importantly, we are going to fix them. You shouldn't have to accept exhaustion as your new normal. You absolutely can stay healthy, independent, and energized. Here's the diagnostic journey we're taking today. First, quality over quantity. Then, hidden sleep disruptors. Next, internal energy thieves. After that, your morning recovery plan, and finally, when to dig deeper. Let's jump right in. Okay, section 1, quality over quantity, or why 8 hours isn't always enough. So here is the very first thing that surprises most people when they start digging into their fatigue. The problem usually isn't how long you're sleeping. Actually, it's the quality of that sleep. The ultimate goal for restoring your energy is deep sleep. This is the absolutely critical, restorative phase where the magic happens. It's when your brain literally clears out accumulated toxins, your muscles actively repair themselves, and your immune system strengthens. But here's the catch. After you turn 60, your body naturally spends a bit more time in light sleep and less time in this essential deep sleep phase. It's a completely normal shift, but it means that you can physically be in that bed for 8 whole hours, yet without enough deep sleep, your body just never fully recovers. You might wake up multiple times, have super vivid dreams, or just feel like you are fighting something all night long. So, how do we immediately improve that quality? Well, 65 to 68 degrees. It sounds almost too simple, right? But keeping your bedroom slightly cool is a fast, actionable fix. Your body actually sleeps significantly better when it's cool because it helps regulate your internal temperature so you can drop into that deep sleep. Pair this temperature with a pitch black room because even tiny little electronic lights can seriously interfere with your rest. And try to stick to a strict sleep schedule. Yes, even on weekends. Your body loves routine, and this kind of environment really helps lock in that deeper, restorative rest. Moving right along to section 2, hidden sleep disruptors. These are the silent thieves of your rest. Let's talk about one of the absolute biggest, most common thieves after 60, sleep apnea. And the crazy part about this, most people don't even know they have it. Here's the mechanical breakdown of what's happening. During sleep, your throat naturally relaxes, but if it relaxes so much that your airway partially closes, well, your brain panics. It notices you aren't getting enough oxygen, so it briefly wakes you up, just enough for you to gasp and get the air flowing again. Guys, this can happen dozens of times a night. And here's the really sneaky part. You probably won't even remember waking up. Your brain is waking up to survive, not to rest. So you might not realize it's happening, but the signs are definitely there. Snoring, a partner noticing you actually stop breathing, waking up gasping, having a dry mouth or a sore throat, morning headaches, or daytime irritability. If you're checking these boxes, simple fixes like sleeping on your side to prevent that throat collapse, or talking to your doctor about a gentle CPAP machine, it can literally make you feel like a completely different person. Now here's another incredibly sneaky disruptor for you, nighttime dehydration. We usually only think about dehydration when we're hot or out exercising, right? But think about it. When you sleep, you are going 7 to 8 solid hours without a single drop of water, all while breathing and perspiring. A dehydrated body simply cannot regulate its temperature properly during the night, so you might wake up way too hot or way too cold. The symptoms often look like dry mouth, morning thirst, dark yellow urine, waking up feeling really foggy or confused, and those pesky morning headaches. When you lose that water overnight, your muscles get tight and your brain's capacity is severely depleted the very second you open your eyes. So what's the fix here? Well, you definitely want to taper off your water intake a couple of hours before bed, right? So you aren't making constant midnight trips to the bathroom. Maybe just keep a small glass on the nightstand for quick sips. But the golden rule is this: drink a full, large glass of water before you even touch your morning coffee. I know it's tough, but immediately rehydrating your depleted system upon waking is one of the absolute fastest ways to clear that morning brain fog. You will feel noticeably better by mid-morning, for sure. All right, Section 3, Internal Energy Thieves. We're looking at vitamins, medications, and movement. Basically, your body needs specific physical materials to manufacture energy. If you're deficient, you won't just feel sleepy, you're going to be genuinely exhausted. There are 3 major vitamin deficiencies that are super common after 60 that can completely wreck your energy. First up, B12. As we age, our stomachs actually produce less acid, which makes it a lot harder to absorb B12 from our food. And we need this stuff for our red blood cells and our nervous system. Without it, you're going to feel foggy, weak, maybe even get some tingling in your hands and feet. The fix is pretty simple, though: B12 pills, sprays, or just eating more eggs, fish, and dairy. Next is vitamin D, which heavily impacts your mood and immunity. We tend to spend way less time out in the sun as we get older, and that leads to fatigue and sometimes even depression. The fix there is 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight a few times a week, or just a simple daily supplement. Finally, iron. This is absolutely crucial for carrying oxygen in your blood. If it's low, and this is really common in women after menopause, your muscles are literally being starved of oxygen. Lean meats and beans definitely help, but because too much iron can actually be dangerous, you absolutely must work with your doctor on this one. The good news? All 3 of these can be easily checked with a simple blood test. But hey, what if your vitamins are perfectly fine and you are still exhausted? Well, consider these hidden fatigue causes. If you're over 60, there's a very good chance you're taking something to manage your health. Blood pressure medications, cholesterol meds, antidepressants, allergy meds, pain relievers. Now, they do a great job keeping us healthy, but some of them have a side effect nobody really warns you about: delayed fatigue. And the tricky part here is that you might have been taking a medication for years, so you don't even connect it to your morning exhaustion. You just automatically assume you're getting older. Please do not stop taking your medications, but absolutely have a conversation with your doctor. A really simple adjustment in dosage, maybe switching to a different med, or honestly, just changing the time of day you take it could be the exact mechanical fix your engine needs. Okay, now this next point, it's completely counterintuitive, but it is vital. 30 minutes. If you are not moving for at least 30 minutes during the day, you will actually be more tired when you wake up. Sounds totally backwards, right? But you actually need at least 30 minutes of moderate physical activity during the day: walking, swimming, gardening, dancing, whatever, just to signal to your body that it actually needs deep recovery at night. If you spend most of your day sitting, your body just doesn't feel like it needs to recover, so your sleep stays shallow. Just 30 minutes of consistent movement earlier in the day sets your internal circadian rhythm and essentially tells your brain, hey, it's time to dive into that deep, restorative sleep. Which brings us to Section 4, your morning recovery plan. Let's put it all together. Look, you do not have to fix everything all at once. Small changes really add up, and the best approach is just a simple timeline. Step 1, tonight. Keep a glass of water right by the bed for morning hydration, and make sure your room is set between 65 and 68 degrees, and make it as dark as possible. Step 2, tomorrow. Go out for a 30-minute walk. Just get the heart rate up a little bit to tell your body it's going to need some deep rest later. Step 3, next week. Send a quick message or call your doctor to get a blood test for your B12, vitamin D, and iron levels. And hey, maybe ask if any of your medications are causing fatigue while you're at it. Addressing even just 1 or 2 of these things can dramatically change how you feel when you open your eyes in the morning. And finally, Section 5, when to dig deeper. This is about listening to your body's red flags. Sometimes waking up tired is your body's alarm system telling you something needs some dedicated attention. Conditions like thyroid issues, anemia, heart conditions, or sleep disorders beyond sleep apnea are quite common after 60. So here's a quick checklist of red flags for you. If your fatigue is brand new or getting progressively worse, if you find yourself sleeping more hours but somehow feeling less rested, if you're experiencing unexplained weight changes, mood changes, or shortness of breath, if the exhaustion is actively interfering with your daily life and stopping you from doing the things you love, Or honestly, if you've tried all the lifestyle changes we just discussed and absolutely nothing has helped, it is time for a specific medical intervention. Your doctor has the exact tools needed to run the blood work or refer you to a sleep specialist to finally get to the absolute bottom of it. And remember, most of these things are entirely manageable once they're identified. Okay, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a quick question. Which of these causes surprised you the most? You do not have to accept exhaustion as just a normal part of aging. Your sleep matters. Your energy matters. You absolutely deserve to wake up feeling ready for the day, not ready to climb right back under the covers. So reclaim your independence and your mornings. Drop into the comments and share your biggest realization from today's deep dive. Let's keep the learning going. I really do read them all to know what matters to you guys. And hey, if this explainer sparked a little aha moment, definitely share it with a friend or a spouse who might need it. Thanks so much for joining me, and here is to better sleep and a whole lot more morning energy. Take care of yourself.